Alright guys, here's some examples from your homework. On 8b, number 6, it's y equals 4. So when we do that, remember that we're doing y equals 4 no matter what x is equal to. So whether x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 4, or x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, or x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 4. So it means that we have a line that will go through all of these y equals 4, should be right on that line, no matter what x is equal to. So this is a horizontal line. The slope of a horizontal line is 0, and our y-intercept is 4 right here. So it's 4. Alright, the next one, 8e, number 4 through 6. Now this isn't exactly from your homework, you don't have to do 8e, but it is very similar to 8d. Since there's only one, I'm not going to do the one you need to do, so this one's very much like it. So, in the first problem, Sam borrowed $4 to open a store and he made $3 each day. This time we're given the equation, y equals x minus 3. So this time Sam started with how many dollars? Remember that our b is like what was started with. So he started with negative $3. That means Sam started with negative $3. Dollar sign out here. And then he made this, what's in front of the x. Well, what is in front of that x? There's nothing right there, but if I put a 1 in front of it, it would still be x, right? So he made $1 every day that he was open. I don't know why my pen is going slow right now. Not what I want it to be doing. Alright, so if we have a chart, we have the day and how many dollars he has. So our day is going to be our x, and our dollars is going to be our y. So if we have on the 0 day, so when he started out, he had negative $3. On the first day, he made $1, but he had still borrowed 3, so now he has 1 minus 3, or negative 2. On the second day, he has $2 now because he's made $1 every day. 2 days, $2, minus the 3 he borrowed to start with, so he has still minus 1. On the third day, he makes the third dollar, and since he had to subtract 3 to start with, he is now broke even. Well, that's good. He should at least be working his store for 3 days. On the fourth day, he has $4 that he's made. We're plugging in 4 for x. Minus 3 is 1. So if we plot these points at 0, he's at negative 3. At 1, he's at negative 2. At 2, he's at negative 1. At 3 days, he is at $0. At 4 days, he's at 1. Let's do a good job, and I'll connect these with a straight line. There we go. So what is our slope? Here, our slope is what's in front of the x, or 1. Our slope is 1, and our y-intercept was negative 3. Start it down here. Okay, next one on 9a, number 5. Which lines are parallel to 2y minus 3x equals 4? Now remember, when we're doing our comparison for slopes, we need to have it in slope-intercept form. And that's y equals mx plus plus b. So to have it in slope-intercept form, we need to get y all by itself on one side of the equation. So we need to divide by 2 everywhere. So now we have y minus 3 over 2x is equal to 2. Well, now y is by itself, but it has this with it, so we need to move this to the other side. So we need to add the 3/2 x. When we add it over here, it becomes 0. We've added 1. So now we have y is equal to, I'm going to switch these just so that it looks better. Because it's addition, we can commute, we can move them around. So 3/2 x plus 2. So now we can see easily that our slope is 3/2. Alright, so parallel means we're looking for the same slope. Alright, so A was 2/3, y equals 2/3 x plus 4. We're looking for the same slope. The original one was 3/2, this one's 2/3. It's not it. So what about B? B is y equals 6/4 x. Is this the same as this? It doesn't quite look like it at first, but we can reduce the fraction 6/4 to 3/2, sorry. We can divide both the top and the bottom by 2, so now it'll be 3/2 x. So now this is the same slope as this one. So this one works. And the last one, C, we have 2y is equal to 8 minus 3x. So again, to really analyze what the slope is, we need to divide by 2. We need to get y all by itself. So if we divide by 2, then it's y equals 4 minus 3/2 x. At first that might look the same, but this is a minus 3/2, and this is a plus 3/2. So that's not going to be the same slope. So our answer is B. Alright, on 9b, number 4, we're just given 2 points, and we have to write the slope-intercept formula for the line. So we're going to plot these 2 points, 0 on our x and 2 on our y. Let's change to a little darker color, maybe we can see better. Okay, so that's this point right here, and then 6 and 6 is right here. Let's see if I can connect these lines. There we go. Alright, so when I connect them, I can actually see that there's another point in the middle right here. We want to know what our slope is, and we want to know what our intercept is. So our slope, we're going to go rise over run. So if we just use the 2 original dots, we go all the way up and all the way out. So we went up 4 and we went out 6. So our rise over our run. But we can reduce this, right? 4/6 is the same as 2/3. So we want to reduce the fraction as much as possible. Our y-intercept, oh, we already graphed that point right there. So it is 2. So then our equation is just y equals mx plus b. So our m is 2/3 and our b is 2. (1e) number 12. Divide 1 3/4 1 3/4 divided by 7/8. There's two ways to work this. Either way starts with this mixed number having to be a improper fraction. So we're going to multiply 4 by 1 and get 4 and add it to 3 and get 7. So 1 3/4 is the same thing as 7/4. And now we're going to divide that by 7/8. So in this case, one way to do it is to get a common denominator. So 7/4 could be the same thing as 14/8 divided by 7/8. So now that they have a common denominator, all you have to divide is the top. 14 divided by 7 is 2. Down here, another way to do it is to just flip this fraction and multiply. So you take 7/4 multiplied by the reciprocal. Flip the fraction, it would be 8/7. So we have 7 times 8 at the top, and we have 4 times 7 at the bottom. So you can cancel the 7 because it's on both the top and the bottom, and this 8 is the same thing as 4 times 2. So now you can cancel the 4 with the 4, and all you have left on the top is 2. On the bottom you have 1, so it's 2/1, which is the same thing as 2. If we want to simplify this, we have to work with our PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally because she burps so loudly at the table. We do everything in parentheses, so we have 8 plus our 5 plus 4 is 9, and the square is going to stay with that, times 2 plus 11 squared. So now we've done our parentheses. Next we're going to do our exponents. So 8 plus 9 squared is 81 times 2 plus 11 squared is 121. So we did our exponents. Now we do multiplication and division, just as cross as we come to it. So that's a plus. Here's a multiplication. So 81 times 2 is 162, and this is a plus. So plus 121. And since we skipped this out here, we have an 8 plus right here. 8 plus. So we did our multiplication and division. Now we do addition, subtraction. So we add all of these across, and we get 291. Okay, last two problems. Find the greatest common factor here. We have negative 5r minus 15t equals negative 21. Well, this is a negative 5 and an r. We don't have another r, but we do have negative 5s. We have a negative 5 we could take out here, and a negative 5 we could take out here. So our greatest common factor is negative 5. And then what do we have left? When we take a negative 5 out here, we have an r. Remember, if I say taking out a negative 5, it's the same thing as saying if I divide by negative 5, what's left? So here, negative 15t, if I divide by negative 5, I have a positive 3 left and a t. Negative 20, if I divide by negative 5, I'm going to get a positive 4. So that's how we factor out our greatest common factor. On this one, we are plotting all the values of x greater than 2. Alright, so here's my number line. I have 0, 1, 2, 3, and over here I'd have negative 1, -2, and so on. Because it is greater than or equal to 2, it could be equal to 2. So I color in the dot here. And then I color in everything greater than. So x is bigger than 2, so it's everything this direction. Just to remind you, if I had something like x is less than -1, but not equal to, then on the -1 I would put an open circle. And then since x was less than, I would go to the left. Okay, those are all the examples from the homework. Don't forget that what is due on Monday I had it typed up, but it disappeared. So what is due? 8, A through D is what you did last week. And then this week you should be working on 1E, 3E, 4E, and 7E, plus 9A, just the first page, so 1 through 6, 9B, just the first page, so 1 through 6, and then the honors lessons from 6, 7, and 8. So that is what is due on Monday.